Magandang araw po and welcome to another video. And in this video, pag-usapan natin is all about naman yung memory or RAM ng isang desktop build. Okay, so para saan ba ang isang memory? So imagine you're using your computer and kamusta yung inyong overall experience sa paggamit ninyo ng computer? So medyo malag ba? Medyo smooth ba? Or okay naman, kumbaga wala naman masyadong problema. So one thing or one factor to consider to with that performance is yung depende kung ano yung memory na ginagamit mo with your build. So this time pag-usapan natin ano ba talaga yung memory or yung RAM na tinatawagan nila. So RAM stands for Random Access Memory. So para saan siya ginagamit? So imagine you have a lot of applications on your hard drive, and then for that to works or for that to interact with your processor, so meron tayong tinatawag na memory na kung saan it acts as a temporary storage. So when you start your computer, yung mga files na kailangan ng inyong operating system, from your hard drive, niloload yun into the memory, and then from that memory, dun na ngayon nakikipag-usap yung ating processor. So para mas mabilis yung kanilang processing, para mas mabilis yung interaction na kailangan mo. Same thing when you open your applications. So if you open the browser, if you open the Word or your games, so from hard drive, tina-transfer yon into a memory na kung saan mas mabilis yung processing, and then from that memory, saka ngayon may kipag-interact yung ating processor. So whatever activity that you are doing temporarily, yung processor at memory yung nag-uusap, and then if you wanted to save it, to store it back to the hard drive, so saka lang ulit ita-transfer back from memory into hard drive yung ating mga data. Okay, so basically, mas mabilis pa rin kasi yung performance ng memory comparing it into a hard drive. Okay, but the only difference is that, syempre, yung hard drive, nandun, pwede ka mag-save, pwede ka mag-store ng data, but dun sa memory, it's all temporary. So the moment that you turn off your computer or nawalan ka ng power source, wala na rin yung mga applications na na-load mo dun sa memory. So basically, that's how it works. So siguro, just for a simple comparison pa, no? So imagine, you have the supermarket or meron kang palengke, and then, di ka naman pwedeng from time to time, kapag magluluto ka sa palengke ka pupunta, di ba? So, sayang yung travel time. So, what you will do normally is mamamalengke ka, and then whatever goods you purchase, you put it in the ref. And then from the ref, dun ka na lang kukuha ng mga sangkap mo or ng mga recipe mo na gagamitin mo sa pagluluto. So, in a way, yung travel time mo from your kitchen to ref, mas mabilis compared dun sa travel time mo from your kitchen to the market. Basically, that's how the comparison works when it comes to desktop memories or yung PC memories natin. Okay, so there are different generations na rin ng memories. Specifically when it comes to the DDR, so it starts with DDR1, 2, 3, 4, and then yung pinaka-latest nga upcoming, which is yung DDR5. Actually, launch na yung DDR5. Pero at this point of time, mas marami pa rin yung gumagamit ng DDR4. But maybe on the next months or from next year, makikita na natin na yung DDR5 naman na yung unti-unting magra-rise doon sa market. So that generations basically means is that syempre each generations must improve yung power efficiency, yung speed transfer, yung performance, yung durability. So those are the things that are being improved over the generations of memory. Pag-usapan naman natin ano yung memory na ginamit ko with my PC build and yung kanyang differences or how it is built. Okay? So for my PC build, ginamit ko po na memory is yung Crucial Ballistix RAM. What is with this memory? So una-una, Crucial Ballistix is made out of micron die. So what that means is that basically yung optimization, so sabi nga dun sa market is that it has the precision parts, and then the optimization is done on the hardware level. So when you say micron die, that's one good thing, or that's one assurance that you have the best memories compared to the other chipsets or compared dun sa other components na ginamit into the memory. Sabi nga nila, not all memories are created equal. And yun po yung isang marketing term or advantage when you're using the crucial RAMs. Aside from the software optimizations, yung pagkakabuild pa lang, it is already considered na tuned in na for the optimal performance yung ating crucial memory ballistics. So another thing is that it also has a low profile. Mababa pa rin for the compatibility or for the physical compatibility whenever using air coolers. So another thing is anodized heat spreader. So it also comes with different colors. Merong white, merong black, merong red. Pero for my build, ginamit ko po is yung white and then yung black na variants nitong memory na to. Okay, so ano pa? Syempre, it also has an RGB support. So if you are the type of user who wants to put some display or lightings with your option, with your build, so there is also an option with Crucial Ballistics na you can go for an RGB variant nung memory na to. Okay, it is also AMD and Intel compatible. So most of the RAMs naman is compatible with those manufacturers. Pero normally kasi merong ano yan kumbaga may mga testings na ginagamit, may mga anong tawag dito, may mga certifications na ginagawa. So they run some series of tests with an AMD and an Intel board, and then there are also certifications that is applied. Okay, so this Crucial Ballistics RAM is already compatible and it passes yung mga certifications for both AMD and Intel boards or Intel technologies. So another thing is that it also supports yung XMP 2.0, wherein XMP stands for Extreme Memory Profiles, na kung saan pwede mong i-boost or pwede mong with a simple click or with a simple settings, pwede mong i-overclock, no, to gain pa rin, to gain an improved performance out of the box with the memory na ginamit mo. So for me, initially yung memory na ginamit ko is running on 2666 megahertz. But if you enabled yung XMP dun sa BIOS, so we can achieve up to 32,000 megahertz na speed. So that's how XMP works. So there's no need for manual tuning or manual overclocking kung di ka masyadong familiar with the settings. Okay, so in just a simple BIOS settings or BIOS configuration, pwede mo nang i-enable yung XMP to achieve a more optimum performance out of your memory. Okay, so another thing is yung tinatawag nga ni Crucial na limited lifetime warranty. So syempre, as a consumer, warranty is very important so that if in case magkaroon ng defects or magkaroon ng failures during the early stage na ginagamit natin yung ating memory or any parts of the computer, so at least yung warranty will give us a peace of mind na hindi masasayang yung budget mo when you purchase this memory. How it performs, I gathered some information, I gathered some benchmarks. So again, this is just a quick settings. Inaaral din natin kung paano to properly test yung mga parts or components ng ating PC. But I will show you how this thing performs based on my build. So let's move on to my desktop to show you yung comparison and yung information na nag-gather natin. So let's start to show you the result with the Cinebench. So from 16 gigabyte, I gathered the mark of 12,834. So yan yung naging rating when we ran yung Cinebench na test using the 16 gigabyte memory. So upgrading it to 32 gigabytes. So let's see. This is the information that I got. So as you can see, may konting improvement coming from 12,834 na result or na score. It rises to 12,893. So merong kumbaga, although hindi siya ganun ka significant, siguro I think this is around more or less 59 scores yung, but still meron ka pa ring improvement na may kita if you wanted to upgrade from 16 gigabyte going to 32 gig, or let's say you wanted to increase or upgrade your memory yung RAM mo into a higher capacity. So, meron kang improvement pa rin na magigain. So, this is what I got from Cinebench. And then, let's see kung ano naman yung information na nakuha natin. Using PC Mark 10, meron naman tayo nakuha na from 16 gigabyte, we have the score of 6,587. And then, increasing it into 32 gigabyte, although medyo mababa ng konti, but if you can see, almost on par lang din naman yung result na nakuha natin na from 6,587, nakakuha naman tayo ng 6,584 with the 32 gigabyte of RAM. So that's what we got for PC Mark. So although siguro due to testing na lang din, pero kung tutusin parang walang masyadong difference tayong na ma-achieve when it comes to 32 gigabyte. So siguro lang to, the best thing or the best recommendation if you wanted to increase the capacity of your RAM, so siguro that will base kung nare-reach mo yung 100% na memory utilization. So siguro for me, that's the only consideration if you wanted to increase yung capacity ng RAM. Pero if you're not reaching yung 100% na utilization, I don't think it's a smart move to increase the capacity of your RAM. Kasi based on the performance or based on sa test na ginawa natin, wala naman tayong masyadong nakikita na performance gain. Okay, so that's the comparison for the capacity. So let's move naman dun sa speed, kung ano naman yung performance na pwede nating mag-gather kapag pag-uusapan naman natin is yung speed nung ating RAM na nakasalpak. So, here it goes. So, simulan natin from Cinebench. Using yung base stack or yung base settings ng ating RAM, from 2666 MHz, nakagather po tayo ng 13,681 na score from Cinebench. And then, enabling yung XMP profile na kung saan yung RAM natin ay tatakbo up to 32,000 MHz. So, we will see from here na it increases ng 100 scores or 100 plus dun sa result na nakagather tayo ng 13,781. So, still, makita natin na merong performance gain when we are upgrading yung speed, yung performance ng ating memory. So that's what we got from Cinebench. And then from PC Mark 10, it also shows here na meron talagang improvement when we are upgrading the speed of our RAM. So from PC Mark 10, gamit yung base settings na 2666 MHz. So we gathered the result of 6,395. And then enabling the XMP profile, it goes up, going to 6,584. So what I can conclude from here is that it is very important, it is very significant. If you wanted to upgrade your RAM, you may want to consider to upgrade yung speed instead of yung capacity. Kasi from the speed itself, makikita natin na meron talagang performance gain. Malaki, not necessarily malaki, but we will definitely have a gain or an effect in the performance boost if we are considering yung RAMs na mas mabilis yung speed na capability. Right? So I think that's for the performance or how my RAM performs. Okay? So going back, so before we end this video, so siguro guidelines for choosing your memory. So first you have to check yung compatibility. So when we say compatibility, first yung physical compatibility, tignan mo yung profile or yung height ng RAM mo kung hindi ba siya tatama if in case you wanted to consider an aftermarket cooler. May it be air cooler or radiator fan cooler, so you need to consider yung compatibility kung hindi magtatama. Kasi mahirap yun kapag tumama, hindi mo ma-mount or ma-install properly yung inyong aftermarket coolers. So you either have to give up kung ano yung memory na ginamit mo or yung cooler. Okay, so before you buy that parts, consider yung physical compatibility ng inyong RAM with the aftermarket CPU coolers. Another thing to check with the compatibility is kung supported ba yung specifications ng RAM mo, kung supported ba yan nung inyong processor and nung board. So what we mean by supported is that basically if you wanted to consider yung capacity, although most of the boards naman ngayon, it supports up to 64 MB and 64 gigabyte and 128 na gigabyte na memory. So when it comes to capacity, siguro wala kang masyadong magiging issue. So siguro another thing to concern is yung speed. So if you wanted to go for 32,000 megahertz na RAM, check your board and your processor if they supported that speed. Kasi kung hindi nila masusupport, so most likely mare-reduce. So instead of using yung 3200 megahertz, so posibleng bumaba yung speed up to kung ano yung supported level ng inyong processor at nung inyong board. Okay? So another thing, aside from the compatibility, is that if you're not hitting yung 100% na memory utilization, so I suggest na wag ka nang mag-upgrade ng capacity kasi most likely sayang lang yung inyong budget for that allocation. But instead, consider if you wanted to upgrade yung memory, so siguro mas i-prioritize mo yung speed rather than the capacity. Kagaya nga nung testing na ginawa natin kanina, na kung saan na-observe natin or kung saan nakita natin na if you wanted to upgrade your memory, mas may benefit yung upgrade nung speed comparing to upgrading it into the capacity. So, last option to consider is that dual channel is a must. So, as much as possible, buy at least 2 sticks of RAM and set up yung dual channel ng memory. Kasi mas mo optimize or mas magbibigay yon ng performance comparing to the setup na kung saan isang stick lang nung RAM yung ginagamit mo. So let's say you wanted to go for 16 gigabyte of RAM. So instead of buying a single stick, buy a 2 stick of 8 gigabyte. So para mas optimize or para mas mapiga ng inyong processor and ng board yung performance na pwedeng i-provide ng ating memory. So that's it for the guidelines. And before we end this video, if in case na hindi pa po kayo naka-subscribe, so please subscribe to my channel. And you may also type it in the comment section kung meron kayong katanungan about memories or ikaw ba ay gumagamit din ng Crucial Ballistics. You may share your experience on that one. If you wanted to inquire about kung ano yung upgrade na gagawin mo, you may also place it in the comment section. And I just wanted to thank lang din yung ilang mga supporters natin na na-notice natin na nag-prompt na nag-support dun sa ating channel. So just wanted to have a short shout out dun sa mga subscriber natin for the past weeks. So let's start with shout out kay Jmar Enconado, kay Rochelle Gula, kay Mac Ibanez, kay Mark Miguel Apor, kay Francis Canyoza, kay Boyly 11, Almario Caballero, and kay Basilio Bern Bautista. So maraming salamat po for subscribing and for tuning in. And if you're still watching this video, I hope meron akong na-share at meron kang bagong information na nakuha with this simple video. Enjoy watching other videos. Maraming salamat po. Thank you and God bless.